Greeting viewers, FireShark welcomes all its viewers in today's video. Today we will discuss about IP addresses types, public private IP addresses. We have already discussed about what is IP address and its parts, network and host in our previous lecture. If you have any doubt, you can move back and view that video first. So today we will discuss about IP addresses types. These are the objectives that we will cover in our today's video. As we have discussed that IP address represent an Internet Protocol address. It is a unique address that identifies the net device over a network. It is almost like a set of rules governing the structure of data sent over the Internet or through the local network. It helps the Internet to distinguish between different routers, computers, identifiers, computers and websites. It serves as a specific machine identifier in the specific network and helps to improve visual communication between source and destination. Public and private IP addresses are the two crucial parts of your device identity that most people rarely think about. But with the huge increase in employees working from home and cybercrime on rise, it's very important than ever to understand how your device IP address can reveal your identity on the internet. So let's go deep down and figure out the types of IP addresses. There are like the internet. First of all, let's discuss about the IP address allocation, static and dynamic. The static IP address is set manually on the device. It is the best practice to set static IP address on the network device, such as routers, switches, and on the server as well. Dynamic IP address can be automatically allocated to the device via dynamic host configuration protocol DHCP. Dynamic IP addresses are best to use on devices such as PCs. Now the types of IP address. We have two types of IP address, namely public IP address and private IP address. Public IP address is used to route internet traffic. This is used on internet and is given out by internet service provider ISPs to their customer. Private IP address used in private networks for internal traffics within the LAN. Private addresses are not routable out the internet. Let's go deep down and understand both the addresses. Public IP addresses. What is public IP addresses? It is an IP address that can be addressed directly over the internet and is assigned to your network router by your internet service provider ISP. Your personal device also has a private IP that remains hidden when you can connect to the internet through your router IP using your public IP. Using a public IP address to connect to the internet is like using a PO box of your snail mail rather than giving out your home address. It is little bit safer but a lot more visible. A public internet protocol address is an internet protocol address accessed over the internet. Like the portal address used to deliver mail to your home, the public internet protocol address is different international internet protocol assigned to a computer device. A web server, email server, and any server device that has direct access to the internet are those who will enter public internet protocol address. Internet address protocol is unique worldwide and only supplied within a unique device. Private IP address. Private IP address is the address your network router assigned to your device. Each device within the same network assigns a unique private IP address, sometimes called as private network address. This is how devices on the same internal network talks to each other. Private IP address let device connected to the same network communicate with one another without connecting to an entire internet. By making it more difficult or for an external host or user to establish a connection, private IPs help bolster security within a specific network, like in your home or office. This is why you can print document via wireless connections at your home printer at home, but your neighbor can't send your files to your printer accidentally. Public and private IP address ranges. Your private IP address exists within a specific private IP address ranges reserved by the Internet Assigned Number Authority (IANA) and should never appear on the Internet. There are millions of private networks across the globe, of which include device assigned private IP address within these ranges. Now the three classes have given the three classes and their ranges are given on this slide. We have already discussed about these in our previous videos. The key difference between public and private IP address is how far they reach and what they are connected to. A public IP address identifies you to the wider internet so that all in the information you're searching or can find you. A private IP address is used within a private network to connect securely to other devices within the same network. So this image illustrates how your home computer might obtain an IP address and send data to an IP address on the another network. That's it from today's video. I hope you have understood the concept of the private and public IP address. We will meet in our next video with the IP address styles, that is unicast, multicast and broadcast. Until then, thanks for watching.